Hello and welcome to our program. It's a brand new season and we're surrounded by beautiful color for this fall season here at the Cowichan Theatre in the Island Saving Centre in downtown Duncan. I want to thank James Green for having so much fun and hosting the show over the past few weeks. And welcome to Go Island, Cowichan Valley. On today's show, popular Salt Spring Soapworks, the dedicated people at True Grain Bread, and you could fill your calendar with all the great entertainment coming to Duncan. All that and more on Go Island, Cowichan Valley. We're in the Cowichan Theatre. I'm here with Patricia Greenwell, and it's a magical place, especially fall and winter season. You can see such a lot of variety and such a lot of talent here. But I have to start, Patricia, first of all, with this incredible artwork. It's so appropriate at the beginning, finally, of the school year.
Yes.
And we're looking at children's artwork, which is inspired by Van Gogh and Dali and even Jimmy Wright, who a lot of people know from Vancouver Island.
Right.
How does it come to be that this art is featured in the lobby?
Well, the art gallery in the Cowichan Theatre normally has every month a different artist. And every September now for the last 3 years we featured Four Cats Art Studio, which is in downtown Duncan. They have adult and children classes, but mostly children. And so the artwork you see here today, children 3 to 13 for the most part. Every September the children's artwork is so appropriate. It's been very popular. And like I said, they do art history, so they will model it on a certain artist, and you can tell the influence comes right through.
And throughout the year, you can see all kinds of art here in the lobby at the Cowichan Theatre. But I am really super excited because we have some wonderful news to share with the audience, which is the fact that there's a theatre series. It's been a while since there's been some live theatre here.
I've only been here 3 years, so I don't know how far back that goes, but yes, this is brand new theatre series for the 14-15 season. 4 plays, 4 live, wonderful productions, first-class productions, $99 for all 4. And it starts off with the blockbuster Avenue Q, an arts club production. Mixes puppets and humans, but it's not your Muppet Show. It's strictly adult.
Yeah.
A comedy. It gets into some kind of, not dicey material, but, you know, not quite politically correct material.
Right.
It won in 2004. It was up against Wicked for Tony Awards. And it actually won what they call the Triple Crown of Tony Awards. Best musical, best score, best book.
Incredible.
And it was such a actually a shock. The New York Times said the next day, this must be the biggest upset ever in Tony Award history, that this Little Avenue Q, or what they thought was Little Avenue Q, took the best musical award from Wicked.
Kidding.
So that just shows you the caliber of this presentation. And we're really, really excited. So it kicks off the theater series November the 12th. So Boom in February is going to be a, I think you're a baby boomer if you're not mistaken. Anyway, it's about the baby boom generation, and it's a multi-technical disciplinary show mixed with live performance. The production company out of Quebec has worked with Cirque du Soleil and Robert Lepage. It is apparently a phenomenally technical show. It goes into the history, the effect the baby boomers have had on culture, everything about baby boom generation.
I would say we better get our tickets early for that one. Probably will be well subscribed.
We were over at Pacific Contact, and we, you know, you can preview some of the shows so we can vet them before we bring them. And Six Guitars is a one-person show, Chase Padgett. He was selling out on the fringe circuit for the last couple of years with this show. He's now going more into mainstream, and he plays 6 different guitar players, 6 different genres. His blues, his old man playing the blues is phenomenal. It blew us away. You know, the folk, the classical, everything. So 6 different guitar players, that's why it's called Six Guitars.
It sounds like you've made some great picks so far. This is the live theater series we're talking about, brand new at the Cowichan Theatre for this fall and winter season. And what will be the final, capping it all up?
Final is really different. It's a Wonder Hits company out of the US, and they do what's called full face mask. And it's sort of almost a European genre. You don't see it that much in North America. So although there's no spoken word, it's a lot of slapstick, deft physical comedy. And the name of their production we're bringing in is called Grim and Fisher. And so you have the Reaper chasing a little old granny around who's a little bit tenacious and doesn't quite want to meet the Reaper yet.
Oh, good. My favorite kind of granny.
And there are a number of amazing surprises. And what happens with the adventures between Grim and Fisher is actually quite astonishing. I'm not going to give away any of the, like a spoiler. So Grim and Fisher finishes it off, the theater series, the 4 plays.
We'll have lots more to tell you about what's coming to the Cowichan Theatre later in the program. But first, how often do you stop and think about what you're putting on your skin? The people at Salt Springs Soap Works think about it a lot. Our Meg Cuthbert took the ferry to the best smelling shop on Salt Spring Island. Behind me is one of the beautiful Georgia O'Keeffe-inspired paintings here in the Cowichan Theatre. Well, we'll be back after a brief break, and then we'll be introducing you to some beautification that happened in Duncan at the turn of the 20th century. Turns out beautification is not just a modern trend. Ooh, it's exciting. We're behind the scenes, and the behind the scenes people and technical people like the technical director Michael Schaefer at the Cowichan Theatre are really excited because you've got something brand new and exciting. Tell us about it.
We do. One of our newest additions, we've been doing a lot of upgrades in the last few years, but one of our newest additions is a motorized curtain. We're the only theatre on Vancouver Island that has a motorized curtain. As well as being motorized, it also guillotines, which means it goes up and down. So we can do either one of them or a combination of both.
So what did you do before you had the motorized curtain?
Well, our curtain was always motorized, but we never had the opportunity to be able to guillotine, which means it flies up and down. With our recent upgrades, we were in a position where we were able to incorporate that into our theater. So now we actually have both. So where before we were limited by a 15-second travel on our curtain, we now can speed that up quite a bit. And one of the places that we noticed it the most was when we have dancers on stage in a pose. That 13 seconds is like forever when you have an audience waiting for you.
So how new is it? And do you think the dancers and all the other theater people are really going to be very happy about that?
Well, it provides us a lot more variety in how we can present our shows.
Yeah.
So it does make it a little more spectacular, and anybody that's performed here at the Cowichan Theatre is really excited about being able to move the curtain the way it does right now. So.
Right. And actually, when you think about it, the curtain is a big part of every production. The way it enters, the way it exits, it's the icing on the cake.
It's the beginning and the end.
Yeah, yeah. And it has to be done just right.
Just right, you bet.
So are you looking forward to this jam-packed season coming up, Michael? Because there's just such a lot going on, and new elements as well.
Well, as myself and our technicians are really excited. We have an amazing season stacking up. It's looking really good, and a lot of things that we don't normally see here, which is great. And for us as technicians, of course, we're excited about that. We've been in the business for a long time. You kind of see the same thing happen all the time, so it's really nice to get a good variety coming up in the season.
Sounds good. And you have to be competitive to get those really great acts as well, don't you?
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that we've been pushing for the last few years is just the technical upgrades. We've made some significant improvements to our theater and how it functions and the efficiency over the last few years, and we're hoping that this season is the one that all those things come together and
well, we hope so too. I have to ask you, most people in theater, it's in their blood. Why is it such a great job as far as you're concerned?
I think it's the variety. I think it's no day is like any other day. So we try and keep up to all the the technological changes, but there's interpersonal interactions,
yes,
which is great. We've made a lot of friends over the years here in the theater. We have a lot of support in the community. All those things play together to really make it just a really great job.
Well, the other neat thing is it's really the enthusiasm just coming out of you. So it's wonderful that you give tours here as well, so people can keep that in mind for future.
Well, I'm looking forward to giving you a tour at some point down the road here, and really get a chance to show off what we've got here. We have a fantastic theater, and it's it's a hidden jewel. Not very many people know what we've got here, and it's always my pleasure to be able to show it off.
Super. Thank you so much, Michael. And yes, we'll be taking a tour later on this season. Really looking forward to that as well. Thank you.
My pleasure.
The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band members are entering their 5th decade together. They are sold out in many cities on their BC tour this fall. Tickets are still available for their performance at the Cowichan Theatre.
Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, a very iconic group from the States, founded in 1966, and believe it or not, for this tour they have 3 of the original members. And the 4th member, Bob Carpenter, may as well be. He's joined in '79 and has pretty much been there the whole time. Of course, their most famous hit is Mr. Bojangles, but they've had many, many more hits than that. Ballet Victoria is a stepping stone for Matthew Clough. He is quite a talent. He has the charisma, the stage presence. When he's dancing on stage, your eyes go right to Matthew. Now, he apparently started dancing when he was 2. His brother went to a dance class to impress a girlfriend, and I guess he took Matthew with him, and the dance instructor noticed this little 2-year-old toddler kind of bopping around, and that's where his career started.
Neat story.
He actually ended up at the San Francisco School of Ballet, very prestigious school, and they've been interviewed and they readily admit that Ballet Victoria is definitely a stepping stone. This is a young man on his way up in the dance world. He is fantastic. I've seen him dance here, superb, absolutely superb. Very lucky to have him on Vancouver Island. Till October 12th, if you buy 1 adult ticket, you can get another adult or senior ticket at half price. So that's a really good deal.
These are beautiful Dali-inspired tigers and elephants here in the Cowichan Theatre. We'll be telling you about a lot more shows coming this fall and winter right here to the Cowichan Theatre after our break. We'll also introduce you to an award winner and some health-conscious food. Stay with us. 4 guys in tight pants with little bow ties. Those are the comic strippers, coming to the Cowichan Theatre this November. They all have considerable experience in theatre sports and are led by Roman Danilo.
CBC's Just for Laughs. The Debaters, he starred for 5 seasons in his own show called Comedy Inc. on CTV. He's regularly on Vancouver Theatre Sports. He's a wonderful comedian, really well known. And he had an idea when he was sitting in the bathtub one day, and his wife had come in and was telling him about going to see actual male strippers. And he said, wait a minute, why don't we do a parody on male strippers? So this is a parody. He says, although it appeals to women, men can come too. It isn't about male stripping. It's a parody. It's improv comedy, semi-scripted. It's apparently a lot of laughs. It's gotten great reviews.
From children's art on display in September to fun and games with a special children's show in October, Patricia Greenwell continues to highlight Cowichan Theatre's fall and winter season.
The big blockbuster actually is the Tupi and Banu in October. Very popular children's show and always popular. The Pecan from Winnipeg brings this in a couple times a year, different children's. And this one is very popular and tickets are selling well. And so I would advise get yours soon. Traditional favorite, Nutcracker in December. Kids just love it. They love, the
Yeah, it's a lovely family entertainment.
going to
too,
the land of
really.
sweets and all that and seeing,
I know.
the sugar plum fairies and all that.
Performances from the Metropolitan Opera are broadcast live in HD from New York City on Saturday mornings at the Cowichan Theatre. The series runs from October to April.
It's popular here. We have a really steady audience for it now. I think people really appreciate not having to drive to Victoria or Nanaimo. They can come right in their own backyard and see Met presentations live from the Met Opera in New York City. It's a series of 10. You can buy actually series, and you can save if you buy all 10, 5, and then 3. So it's really quite open, or just singles. They are unbelievable productions. Reddy Fleming is back. She's always very popular. She'll be doing The Merry Widow. Lots of amazing opera. Carmen, perennial favorite. Carmen is just so fiery, so alive.
Spectacular performances from other cities in the world continue in October, when you can enjoy theatre from London's West End, broadcast live in HD.
We're doing a couple of presentations again this year. First one up will be Skylight with Bill Nighy, I don't know, he's a British actor, some people will recognize him. We're going to do the Benedict Cumberbatch Frankenstein just before Halloween.
Perfect.
And then all you Robert Louis Stevenson fans, Treasure Island in February. Morning Musicale, we did it for the first time last year. We actually take our wonderful 1922 Steinway grand piano out on the stage. We set up seats around the piano, so it's very intimate, very interactive. We provide a table of treats. People are loving it because Sarah Hagen, who is at every single one of them, and she's the hostess, she brings in amazing, mostly her friends, but amazing musicians like Benjamin Butterfield. And the audience gets really up close and personal. They do a really wonderful program of music, and they can ask questions, they can talk to the artists, they see them playing firsthand, really closely. And I think in this series, they really pick some of their favorite pieces as well, and they explain why that composer appeals to them, why they like that particular piece, what it does for them, how it moves them, and then they see, does the audience come along with them? And I would have to say, yeah, they do. They know how to bring the audience right with them to that favorite piece of music and why, and get them to love it too.
Thanks for being with us on the program. It's been wonderful coming to you from the Cowichan Theatre here. And here comes a signature move from Michael Schaefer, the technical director of the Cowichan Theatre, with the motorized curtain and the fly system. Now don't forget, we love your story ideas, so be sure and send them in. We're on Facebook or Twitter, or you can email us. See you next week.
Women's clothing provided by Tulip Noir, casual designer fashions. Men's wardrobe by DG Bremner & Co. Menswear and accessories. Hair services provided by Salon J.